If you're going to Jollywood Nights this season, or if you're thinking about going to Jollywood Nights in Disney's Hollywood Studios, let's go over everything that this party has to offer. A lot of new things are happening this year so that you can get everything on your must-do list done. You ready? Let's go. Jollywood Nights in Disney's Hollywood Studios, in my opinion, is more of the adult side of the Christmas holidays at Disney. Think lounge vibes. That's what I get from going to last year's event, and it looks like it's kind of going into that vibe for this year as well. So Jollywood Nights will be happening for 13 nights from November 9th all the way until December 21st. Depending on the night, tickets are going to run $159, $169, or $179 per person per night. The event happens from 7:30 p.m. all the way until 12:30 a.m. With a party ticket, you are able to get in as early as 6 p.m. though. Unlike Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, where things will start happening early in the party and you can get in there and you really want to be in line to be like one of the first people through the door, this one doesn't really give that vibe. Now last year I was at the party about an hour and a half early and almost really did not need to be. Now if you are coming to the party and you are lining up at the front of the park, as you are coming up, they will have a barricade, at least they did last year, and you will line up on the right hand side of the ticket stalls and they'll let you know where to go, and that's where you'll stand. Whenever it is time to let you in at that 6 p.m. last year, they did let in about 10 minutes early. You will more than likely, this is what they gave last year, is a wristband, a lanyard, and you will also get your park event map as well. If you are an annual pass holder, or if you have a park hopping ticket and you want to already be in the park and just go ahead and get all of the things that you need for the party, last year the 3 stations that they had finally were the Mickey's Shorts Theater, Star Wars Launch Bay, and also Muppet Vision 3D. So last year at the first party they only had one place for you to be able to get your stuff, and that line was crazy long. And then as the parties progressed, they did add in more places. So I would imagine that those 3 stations will be set and ready to go for this year's party so that there is not the confusion and the mass line of people like there were last year. Disney's Hollywood Studios has a vintage vibe during the holidays, and that really rolls into Jollywood Nights as well. The aesthetic for Jollywood Nights is about from the 1940s to the 1950s, so make sure that you are dressing your dapper best. Everybody is dressed up. I absolutely loved seeing all of the different, not really costumes, but the kind of dresses that were being worn for this event. Everything is sparkly and silky and just from the past, which is incredible. But also what this event brings Ollie. Now, tradition is really big, and what traditions do families normally have during the holidays? And that is baking. And this is where Ollie comes in. So if you did not know, Ollie is like the face of Jollywood Nights, and he is the dapper gingerbread man from basically the 1940s and the 1950s. So he brings his energetic charm to this party, and he is styled after the 1940s and the 1950s vintage aesthetic, like Christmas cards, and then also like the commercials and advertisements from that time period. Which brings us into the merch for Disney's Jollywood Nights, and you are going to see Ollie all over the merch this year. Now last year they only had one t-shirt, that was it. Well, they have stepped up their game this year. So all of the event merch is going to be held at the Stage 1 Company Show, which is going to be all the way at the back left of the park near Grand Avenue. It is going to be right across from Mama Melrose restaurant back in that area. So this year you are going to find Disney Ollie ears. You're also going to see Spirit jerseys, t-shirts, a new lug bag with Ollie on it. You're also going to find mugs, probably a ton more ornaments, all of that. But everything is going to be held for Jollywood Nights, for the party exclusive merch back in that Stage 1 Company store. Now, I said earlier that there isn't like stuff that's happening, before the party officially begins. This year, since they have a new store and a lot more merch, you may be able to get into that early. So if that is like something on your list that you're really wanting to get in there for party specific merch, you may be able to get in line and get in there before the party officially starts. But I will say that you are going to need your party wristband. If they give a lanyard, whatever it is, you will for sure get a wristband. You will need that wristband to be able to get in the store to shop early. So just keep that in mind. As the event begins, you are going to start seeing Snope coming down Hollywood Boulevard, also in Sunset Boulevard. DJs kind of all over in different areas, and that really just adds to the party aesthetic as well, with all the Christmas music that is going. So the feel on Sunset and Hollywood Boulevard is just everything. And then as we get into all the entertainment, so the things that are returning this year is going to be the Fiesta en la Calle. Now this is Hispanic traditions like brought to life, and with a little bit of lighting decor. So last year it was held on Commissary Lane. This year it is going to be held in Animation Courtyard. So there is going to be a location change. So that also is going to be interesting. So last year there were like seating areas to be able to sit down and actually enjoy the entertainment and the ambiance. So not really sure how that's going to work this year with it being moved to Animation Courtyard. The next up is going to be the Twilight Soiree at the Tip Top Club, and that is going to be held in the courtyard of the Tower of Terror. Now, here is going to be a live band that is going to have different sets throughout the night, and last year it was standing room only. So, remember whenever I said that it was like lounge vibes during this party? Well, this area specifically gives that off. So, you're going to have, where you can get your drinks that are going to be down there. We'll go over food and all of that here in just a second, but then you're also going to be able to sit there and have the ambiance of the, basically I'm going to say it was like 1920s, 1930s aesthetic, like kind of back in that area. But again, it was really standing room only and kind of hard to enjoy. And I know that there were a lot of people that love that aesthetic and really would have just loved to just sit there and just vibed out in that area. But again, hardly any seating or anywhere to really enjoy. So hopefully they kind of fixed that setup just a little bit this year. And then the third aesthetic was going to be the Jazzy Holidays at the Hollywood Brown Derby. Now it is just turned into like a place to sit down, lounge, have jazz music playing, like jazz holiday music playing, but you are going to need actual reservations. And again, we'll go into that because that's going to be a big change from last year's party to this year's party. Those are going to be all the vibey areas that are returning this year. Also returning this year are going to be the stage shows. So first is the Holidays in Hollywood. You are going to be part of a TV audience of a TV live show recording, which is like just brings you back whenever I was little and would watch like the live TV Christmas specials on TV. Well, you are the audience of that. It is hosted by none other than Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog, which is incredible whenever they come on stage and start talking.
Hi-ho and welcome to Disney Holidays in Hollywood! Yay!
So you are going to see a full-on stage show production, not to mention the funny commentary like in between commercial breaks, which is really awesome and again, very nostalgic. You are going to see scenes with Tiana, Mickey and Minnie, and Belle on stage singing some Christmas music that everybody knows and loves. I'm also a big believer that watching like the Christmas specials that Disney puts out, like the old ones, are really going to help you like just bring everything together. And one of those is an oldie, and that is Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas. Watch that so you know the songs to sing whenever Belle comes on stage. For all of you Nightmare Before Christmas fans, do not miss What's This? Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas show. No words. Honestly, absolutely no words. Whenever I sat there and watched that for the first time, I had goosebumps. It was incredible to see Jack walk on stage.
Hello, my friends. What a wonderful sight.
The actors throughout that entire show is just incredible. And if you have gone to Disney's Hollywood Studios during the day, and if you have actually sat through the Frozen Ever After sing-along, it is the exact same thing, just Nightmare Before Christmas and adult style. So do not miss that show. And a new show coming this year is called Glisten, an all-new skating spectacular. So this is going to be set in Hollywood Boulevard in front of the Chinese Theater. So there are going to be international championship ice skaters putting on routines to different Disney songs. There's also going to be projections on the Chinese Theater as the routines happen throughout the evening. I'm very, very excited about this. And then the nighttime fireworks show is also returning, and that is Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam. The one thing that is changing this year is the time that is going to happen throughout the night is at 10 p.m. Last year it was done at the end of the event, so the time is changing to 10 p.m. this year. And if you're like me and you like to watch Disney movies to get you ready and get you pumped for your trip, then make sure that you watch Prep and Landing. A lot of nods to Prep and Landing happen during the Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam fireworks show. And if you are bringing little ones to this party, they are going to have a dance party back in Pixar Plaza. You are going to be able to dance with those characters that are back there. And let's be real, you'll probably find me back there too, dancing with all those characters because I love a good dance party. The next offering for the party is one of my favorite things to do, and that is characters. So if you are like a character collector of all the rare characters that you get to meet during these special ticket events is when rare characters come out. So we have new characters coming out for this party. Baloo or King Louie will be meeting in Echo Lake. Jose and Panchito from the Three Caballeros will be meeting in Animation Courtyard, and I will be the first in line to meet them. They are on my bucket list, like you have no idea. Bo Peep or Lotso will be meeting in Toy Story Land. The Mandalorian will be meeting in Galaxy's Edge, and then Joy will be meeting in Pixar Plaza. And returning characters this year are going to be Phineas and Ferb, which will be in Echo Lake, Max Goof as Powerline Max, and then also Chip and Dale as the Rescue Rangers, again around Echo Lake. Santa Stitch will be meeting inside Celebrity Spotlight. Santa Duffy will also be meeting, and he will be on Grand Avenue. Edna Mode or Frozone, Donald or Daisy, Goofy or Pluto will be meeting in Pixar Plaza, and then Mickey and Minnie will be meeting at Red Carpet Dreams on Commissary Lane. When it comes to meeting characters, if there is an or in between two characters like Bo Peep or Lotso, Panchito or Jose, that means that the characters are going to rotate. So every 30 minutes you will get one character. So if you happen to be moving around and trying to meet a certain character but you don't see the character that's out, it's probably because you're on the off rotation. So just know that pretty much all of them are going to be rotating in and out every 30 minutes. And then with Stitch and Mickey and Minnie, their meet and greet is going to be inside. Now last year I did not research this out. This year I will do a little bit better job, so you want to make sure that you're following me on Instagram because I will be in my stories giving out things like in real time. I'll also be doing a vlog for the party as well. But you know, during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, certain meet and greets will start early and you can get in line as long as you have your party wristband. So with these characters being inside, they may possibly start before the party officially starts. Again, I did not physically actually go and see if that happened last year, but these are the only two characters that have an inside meet and greet. All the other characters are going to be outside and out in the open and will not start until 7:30. Now let's talk another big part of this party, and that is food and drinks. This party specifically has way more to offer than Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Now last year there was kind of I want to say a problem. It took a long time to get food. So if going around and eating and drinking is on your list, you may need to just focus on that mainly during the party because of how long things took. Now we're not going to go through the entire menu. In fact, I'm going to leave it linked for you below for you to be able to go and see what is going to be offered during the party, but we'll go over all the places that have things because what you really want to plan is the things that you want to eat, where it is, and if it possibly has mobile order so you can really save time that way. Now, last year I was not paying attention to if you could mobile order certain things. This year, again, I will pay a little bit more attention to that, but I am going to list all the different areas of where all the specialty treats are going to be located and if there's mobile order capability. Doesn't mean everything is going to be on mobile order, but just check it just to see if you can save time. So the Trolley Car Cafe is going to have one sweet treat, and that is the Starbucks area on Hollywood Boulevard. Next up is going to be the Fairfax Fair. That does have mobile order capability, so you may possibly be able to mobile order the treats and the drinks that you want from this area for the party. The Tip Top Club at the Tower of Terror Hotel is going to have like a lot of specialty cocktails. However, they are going to be pre-made, pour in a glass, and give you. Last year there was a very, very long line for this, and a lot of people didn't know like where the line was for the drinks versus where it was just listening to the live band. So again, I am hoping that they fix the setup for this particular area, but just be aware of that if you are wanting to get drinks for this specific area. The big change this year is going to be the Jazzy Holidays at the Hollywood Brown Derby. There are going to be 9 new offerings, and they are going to be like bites. It's not going to be like a full meal. The biggest change for this is you have to make dining reservations. So when your 60-day window opens up, that is one of the reservations that you need to make. There's not going to be a standby line, and there's not going to be a walk-up wait list. And looking at the menu for the Jazzy Holidays, this is also where you're going to find your higher end crafted beverages, like crafted cocktails, there we go, as well. And they look really, really good. Epic Eats is going to be located in Echo Lake. That is going to have 1 new offering. You're also going to have Dockside Diner. That's also going to have 1 new offering. And Dockside Diner is also on mobile order during the day, so maybe you might be able to mobile order during the party as well. ABC Commissary will also have things, and this is really where I ate last year. I had the birria taco, which was amazing, depending on when you get it. So I got in line first thing, like right when the party started, when everything was fresh and the taco was really good. Some people had a different experience as the night went on and like tacos were like sitting out. As far as the empanadas though, those are smaller and for me weren't worth it. But the Mexican cheesecake, the hot chocolate cheesecake, do not miss that. That was amazing. Baseline Tap House is also going to have offerings, and it has a new macaroni and cheese croquette. Oh my goodness. I did start there last year, and they did like start a line and did not serve food until the party officially started. So just be ready for that for Baseline Tap House. Ice Cold Hydraulics is going to have 2 new offerings for the party this year. Neither of those are on mobile order during the day, so you are going to need to stand in line for both of those. Pizza Rizzo's back in Grand Avenue is also going to have 5 new offerings. It does have mobile order capabilities during the day, so maybe it'll have mobile order capabilities during the party as well. The Market is going to have some holiday offerings with 1 new item on the list. You're also going to find offerings from Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. We have 2 new drinks for the party specifically. And then we cannot forget the Gertie Cookie. That is going to be located at, it just says various locations and snack carts throughout the cart. And then also with that are going to be the gingerbread bites, which is definitely on my list. Gingerbread is a favorite of mine. And if you are an annual pass holder, they have an annual pass holder drink. And this is going to be located at a snack cart across from Beverly Hills Boutique. So like I said, if drinks and food are going to be a main draw for you for this party, make sure that you have a game plan. Know what you're going for, know where it is, and hopefully, cross our fingers, that the mobile order capabilities are going to be working during the party for those places that have it like during the day. And maybe kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, especially if you have a group, kind of split up, grab a lot of the things that you can just like carry with you and sit down and watch the ice skating show and then also the fireworks show. Like I said, killing 2 birds with 1 stone, just like sitting right there and eating your snacks and enjoying the shows. Another favorite thing that I love about special ticketed events are the photo ops. So this year, something new is going to be, you are going to be able to step into a Muppets Christmas Carol photo op. Very excited about this one because I know that I grew up watching a Muppets Christmas Carol, not to mention a Mickey's Christmas Carol as well. That one's my favorite, but I have fond memories of watching a Muppets Christmas Carol. You're also going to find PhotoPass photographers all around the parks taking your photos in front of like the Jollywood night sign with Ollie in the background. You're also going to have like specialty like slow motion areas, like slow motion pictures going to be able to be taken. There were 2 different areas that you could take the slow motion pictures or like the animated pictures as well. So to go through those experiences were actually really, really cool last year. And an experience that I haven't done at any other special ticketed event except for Jollywood Nights. The parting gift for Jollywood Nights this year is going to be new. As you are leaving the park at the end of the night, you are going to get Wonder Made champagne flavored marshmallows. So they're going to be 6 to a pack and they're going to come packaged in a small little box with Kermit and Miss Piggy on the top. So there you have it. That is everything happening at Disney Jollywood Nights. Now, How do we put it all together? How do you get everything done on your list? I think the biggest question is to ask, what is most important to you? So whenever I look at like the different people that go to these parties, I break it up into different areas. So are you a merch person? Are you a foodie? Are you a characters person? Are you, for this specific party, are you a vibey? Just like, is a certain area just like pulling at you? Are you wanting to ride rides and knock things out for this party with really low weights? Or are you an entertainment person? So if you are a merch person, then I would make my way back there to the merchandise, because this year there's actually merch for the party versus last year there was only one t-shirt. So I do think that the merch for this party is going to sell out, especially for those first couple of parties. If not all of it, certain sizes will sell out. But again, that means that you will need to carry it around with you throughout the party. So I would maybe plan for that if merch is a big thing for you. With the store being at the back of the park, like the back left of the park, I would think that they would open up maybe just a little bit early. And if that's the case, you are going to need your wristband to be able to get in there. So again, if merch is a priority, I would, as soon as you get into the park, get your wristband, make my way back there, and try to get your hands on the merch that you want for the specific party. Characters are on your list, then that would be another one that you may need to kind of prioritize for a while, especially if multiple characters are on your list, because remember, it's an either or. You meet one or the other, so you are going to have to time it to where you're meeting the character that you want. So last year, lines did start to form as soon as people were let in for the certain characters that were out. Now, the last party last year, the characters that were there were less than ideal, and they did change the characters in later parties, so better rare characters were out, and I wasn't able to see what the lines were like for those. I only have reference for the first party last year. I will say for the first party last year, character lines did stay at that 30 to 45 minute wait, depending on what character it was. For the big one, if you are a foodie and really want to dive into all of the food and drinks that are happening during this party, be ready to stand in line for longer lines than we're used to than like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Getting food last year was probably the biggest, I hate to say complaint, but it was the biggest complaint that you heard from most of the guests that went to the parties. So it did take longer than normal to get food. So hopefully mobile order will be able to be used at the places that have mobile order capabilities. But if you are trying to get things at things that have a walk-up window, just know that you may be waiting in line a little bit longer than you're normally used to for a special ticketed event. And if you're going with a bigger group, maybe kind of split up and have different people go get different foods kind of like all at once. And again, kill two birds with one stone. If there's a certain area that's pulling to you, like the Fiesta en la Calle, hopefully they have seating area over there. So take your food, go over there, listen to the live music, be in the atmosphere of it, eating, and again, lounge vibes. So sitting there, listening to music, eating and drinking, hopefully in the Tip Top Club down at the courtyard of the Hotel Tower of Terror, there's going to be seating down there rather than just standing room only. So just hoping that they fix that. I hate to say get your food and go over there and then vibe out in that area, because it's going to be very hard to because of the standing room only, and you're not really going to be able to eat. So just kind of maybe stake out that area like right before the party starts, if you get in there early, and kind of see what the setup is, and then you can maybe come up with a game plan after that. Then another option is maybe getting your food, kind of grouping back together, and then sitting down and watching the fireworks, because most people just sat right there in front of the Chinese theater. Just everybody was just all spread out and just watched the fireworks show there. Most people sat, but as soon as the show started, everybody stood up. So if you are wanting to get your spot, which I would say maybe like 20 minutes, 30 minutes beforehand, you can sit there and eat while you're possibly watching the Glisten skate show in front of the Chinese theater, and then after that watch the fireworks and then sit there and eat and drink. If you are an entertainment person and really want to see the shows, I did notice last year that the first showing really did have a long line, and I do believe one of the first showings of each of the shows did fill up. Last year I went to the later shows and I did not have any problem getting into those. So last year, whenever I got there, I really concentrated on getting some food, meeting some characters, And then this year I'm probably going to do about the same, but I'm going to start at about, I think it's 9:15 watching the glisten. Then I'm going to watch the fireworks at 10. After that, I'm going to pick one of the shows to watch, probably Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, because it's like right there. And then after that, head to the Theater of the Stars and then watch the Holidays in Hollywood. And then more than likely end out the night right there after watching all of that. So that is kind of like a good setup for the night. I will be there on the first party night, which is going to be November 9th. So you do want to follow me on Instagram because I will be taking you through the night and then showing you. So like if you have questions on here, put those in the comments below and I will make sure that I will answer them in my stories in real time. I will also be vlogging the night, but I'm not going to be doing it in a way like this. I'm not going to be covering like every single thing for the party. Whenever it's just one person, me, and I try to cover everything, then the video just seems scrambled and not very magical. So I am just going to do the things that pull at me and just show you the magical experiences that you can have and go at it that way. So this is the breakdown video of everything that there is and all the tips and tricks that I think that you need in getting ready and planning your Disney Jollywood nights. You are also attending Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I will be doing a sit-down video for that one as well, giving you all the specifics, game plans, strategies, and everything. I really have that one like down to a T. So make sure that you push that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know whenever that video comes out. If you like this video and it gave you the information that you were looking for, please hit that like button. It really helps out the video and my channel so much. I'm Terry with Creating the Magic. Have a magical day.